This is our Daikin concealed ducted unit. This happens to be our 9,000 BTU unit. It's available in several different sizes, 9,000 being the smallest, going all the way up to 18,000 BTU being the biggest. There's a couple things I want to show you about this unit today and introduce you to it. So being concealed ducted can be mounted into a closet, soffit space, or it can also be mounted up in an attic. It's got points here on the unit that it can be suspended from the ceiling, and so lots of different ways you can go about hanging and supporting the system. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is the control for the system. The control on the unit comes pre-wired, and this is the receiver for the handheld control. So the receiver is the part of the unit that senses the temperature and accepts the communication from the handheld remote. So, and you can see here that it comes pre-wired and attached to the unit, and it's about 6 feet long. This receiver goes into an electrical J-box, and this can be mounted up again in the ceiling or in the wall, wherever is a convenient location for it. If you have to extend this, if you need to get a little bit farther away from the unit, you can use either a 10-foot or a 25-foot extension cable. Now those cables cannot be spliced into this. You have to disconnect it at this end, disconnect it at the unit, and replace the cable. But you can make it either 10 feet or 25 feet, whatever's most convenient. Another thing you can do if you don't want to use the handheld remote or that is you can use something like the NV thermostat, which is a wired thermostat, which we'll get into a little bit later, and you can find out more about the NV thermostat. But the NV thermostat will work with this as well. Now I want to talk a little bit about the supply side of the system and how that works. So here's an example of our supply, one of our supply fittings. Now we sell these fittings and have them in stock at Johnstone Supply. And what these are here are, it's a transition fitting to come off the front of the unit. As you can see, I'm going to move around here. And this front section can come off, and you can adapt it for lots of different fittings that you may need. Here's an example of a supply fitting. Now, one thing about the concealed ducted unit is you can hit more than one room with the concealed ducted. And as you can see by this example of this fitting, in this example we're showing it using 3 8-inch round supplies. So we can hit up to 3 rooms with this unit and a fitting like this. Now, some of the best practices when using a supply and hitting multiple rooms that you want to follow are this. You want each one of the supply runs to be 15 feet or less per run, and then you also want the termination point to be a high flow type register. So we don't want to limit it, we don't want to create a lot of static pressure because the systems aren't designed to overcome that. So the best rule of thumb is bigger is better and keep it short. Now I'll show you a little bit about the return side of this unit. This unit can be configured to either use a rear return or you can use it in a bottom return. This plate can be removed and you can move it to cover up the back, and now making it a bottom return. So a couple different options depending on what fits your application the best. This is a simple return air fitting that we wanted to show you. This example is using a 10-inch return, a 10-inch round, and you can use it in, you can use either a 12, 14, whatever fits your application the best. This would be connected, you can connect this through flex duct, and you can have it connected through a return air filter grill, something that fits your application, makes it nice and easy. So this would bolt right onto the back of the unit. Or we also have an example of one that you can use for the rear. I'll show you that now. Here's just one more example of a return air fitting. And this fitting is designed to be used with a return air filter grill connected to it and going right into the bottom of the unit. So it's another great option to simplify your installation. We have examples for all these fittings in CAD drawings that you can have your people make them up, fittings for you. We provide all the drawings and everything you need to make it really simple to use. So again, that's the example of our Daikin concealed ducted unit. Now again, these units are available in one-to-one applications as well as multi-port. They're available in a lot of different sizes, and there's a lot more information out there. We just wanted to give you a brief introduction to what it does. We think that's a phenomenal product you can use in homes where you really maybe don't want the look of the wall mount unit, or you want to be able to hit multiple rooms. This is a great comfort solution that you can provide your customers. And it also works really well in two-story homes, hitting the second level where you can more precisely control the temperatures and stuff. So several different comfort solutions provided.